I am using AI in that way, and the degree to which the models have improved just in the last few weeks, for instance, looking at Gemini as one example, is remarkable. But I'm not using it for drafting from the blank page. And there are two reasons for that. It's not that I don't think it could do a good job, but I don't want to obsolesce my own cognitive function in the same way that I think with so many things, if you don't use it, you lose it. Example given, Google Maps. Like, how many of us use Google Maps to do the most basic things at this point? Or phone numbers, right? You don't need to remember them, so you don't. But I do not want to let my ability to generate or synthesize to atrophy, particularly in the case of writing. And there were a lot of questions about if I had kids, what would I encourage them to learn given the rapidly developing tools and ecosystem of AI? It would be writing. It would be clear written communication. I do think that ultimately there will be a lot of voice interface, but if you want to scrutinize and improve your thinking, the best way to do that I have found is doing it through writing. That is how you freeze your thinking. It's much harder to do verbally. Even when I was just starting the podcast and trying to improve it, I hired former researchers and producers from inside the Actors Studio to go over my transcripts so that they could leave comments on how I could improve, where I had missed opportunities, where I should have asked follow-up questions, where my sequencing could be improved. That is how I have found you can most directly improve your thinking, which will then inform your prompting. And I think the race goes to the best prompter, in a sense, knowing not just how to ask prompts, but what to ask from an importance kind of ranking perspective. So we'll come back to that. Maybe teach your kids how to use crossbows and bows and arrows too, just in case. What do I know? Que sais je? You think your biggest successes happen because of your strategies or in spite of them? It's impossible to say. Probably both. I think my general distrust of people and hypervigilance has probably been a handicap, and there are a lot of beliefs around that that are almost certainly incorrect or just unsupportable if you look at the chronicle of my life.